Well, with cigarettes, my wife and I, we made a deal, my wife and I. We only smoke after sex. I got the same pack now since 1975. What bothers me is my wife. She's up to 3 packs a day. Getting old, Johnny. I told my wife I want to die in bed. She said, again?
Rodney Dangerfield once famously said, "I don't get no respect." But there was one thing: he always received laughter so loud that audiences were left blushing. Throughout the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, when American television was still relatively cautious about adult topics, Rodney made them his signature by combining clever wordplay with a self-deprecating style that no one could imitate.
Last time I was there, I met a lovely girl, Valerie Dubois.
Valerie Dubois.
Ooh, lovely girl, Valerie Dubois. In fact, she told me to call her VD for short.
He did me, Valerie Dubois.
She's no bargain either, my daughter. You kidding? Well, she's been picked up so many times, she's starting to grow handles. I mean, you're kidding. Her graduation book, her picture is horizontal. It's ridiculous.
Jane.
My daughter, you kidding? My daughter. They call her Federal Express, you know. When she goes to a guy's apartment, she absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
What made Rodney so unique was that he rarely told dirty jokes in the usual way. Instead, he would begin with something completely ordinary: a marriage, a doctor's appointment, or even his own daughter, before suddenly steering the story toward a punchline that left the audience both embarrassed and unable to stop laughing.
But she's no bargain either, you know. In public school, she was voted most likely to conceive. Doctors say all kinds of exercise is great. You burn up energy, you lose calories. Like doctors say, when a man makes love to a woman, he burns up energy, he loses 150 calories. I made love to a girl once, I lost even more. I lost 150 calories, my watch, and my wallet.
In this video, we're taking a look back at Rodney Dangerfield's greatest dirty jokes, the routines that made television audiences blush while earning standing ovations and roaring applause until the very end. One, marriage where sex became nothing more than a legend. Marriage was always Rodney Dangerfield's comedy goldmine. But instead of talking about happily married couples, he painted the picture of a husband who might just have been the unluckiest man in America.
Tell you the truth, my wife and I, we never have sex. Now, we get undressed, we can't stop laughing, you know? My sex life is nothing. My wife cut me out to once a month. Oh, I'm lucky. 2 guys I know she cut out completely. Well, with cigarettes, my wife and I, we made a deal, my wife and I. We only smoke after sex. I got the same pack now since 1975. What bothers me is my wife. She's up to 3 packs a day.
What made these jokes so memorable was that Rodney almost never approached marriage from a romantic angle. He took everyday situations between husband and wife and twisted them into absurd scenarios so relatable that audiences couldn't help but laugh because they felt strangely true in all the wrong ways.
I got no sex life. And my wife, I got no sex life either. In my house, we put the mirror over the dog's bed. I'll tell you what, my wife does always something, you know? Well, the other day I called her up. I said to her, honey, I've been thinking about the last time we had sex. I'm getting excited. She said, who is this? I mean, Johnny, I got no sex life. I got a waterbed. My wife calls it the Dead Sea.
And the more Rodney talked about married life, the more it seemed as though his fictional marriage had lost not only romance, but even the most basic forms of affection.
Oh, last night she told me she wants to have sex in the back seat of the car. I drove her and that guy around all night, you know? Hey, well, my wife, I got no sex life either. Just when I get going, she wakes up. I mean, the other night I told her, I said, don't laugh behind my back. She said, I won't. The funny stuff's on the other side. I mean, the last time I made love to my wife, it was ridiculous. Nothing was happening. I looked at her, I said, what's the matter? Can't you think of anyone either? I'll tell you one thing, though, when I have sex with my wife, it's like magic. As soon as I get in bed, she disappears.
That's exactly why his marriage jokes were always among the routines audiences looked forward to most whenever he stepped onto the stage. 2. The wife who kept Rodney in a constant state of crisis. In Rodney's comedy universe, the most dangerous person wasn't a doctor or a police officer. It was his wife.
But I'll tell you one thing, when my wife does have sex, she screams. Ooh, especially when I walk in on her. Ooh. I told my wife I want to die in bed. She said, again? The day I got married, that was a beauty. Everybody was crying. During the ceremony, her mother cried. All the way to the hotel, my wife cried. She got undressed, I cried. I mean, everything.
Well, your health is important.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to health in a moment.
My old man, he didn't help either. Time I asked me, old man, how can I get my kite in the air? He told me to run off a cliff. I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I was ugly, too. I told my old man he never took me to the zoo.
The funny part was that Rodney never tried to make himself the hero of his family stories. Quite the opposite. He was always the one getting mocked, outsmarted, or humiliated by every comeback and every unfortunate situation.
My wedding day, that was a beauty. I went to put the ring on. She gave me the wrong finger. Now, you kid, I know my wife cheats on me. Every time I come home, the parrot says, quick, out the window, you know? My wife, she drives me nuts. She was afraid of the dark. She saw me naked. Now she's afraid of the light.
That contrast created one of his most recognizable comedy personas, a man who tried desperately to save face, only to lose it even more spectacularly every single time. And audiences always knew one thing for certain: the joke would never end in Rodney's favor.
What a smart kid I got. The other day I told him about the birds and the bees. He told me about my wife and a butcher. Oh, the other night she met me at the front door wearing a see-through negligee. The only trouble is she was coming home.
3. Rodney versus his own body. Few comedians are willing to turn their own aging and physical decline into comedy material. Rodney did it throughout nearly his entire career.
Oh, I know I'm getting old. If I squeeze into a parking place, I'm sexually satisfied. I tell you, I can't relax. My kid drives me nuts. The other day I told him, I says, you're young, you don't have it upstairs. He told me I'm old, I don't have it downstairs.
He never tried to appear handsome, confident, or irresistible. Instead, he transformed every middle-aged insecurity into charming, self-deprecating humor.
You know, today's been a terrible day today.
Well, what happened today?
I got up this morning, did my push-ups in the nude. I didn't see the mousetrap. I know I'm getting old. I'm at the age now, if I hear someone goes both ways, I figure it's number one and number two, you know. Hey, I figured out I'm bisexual. I have sex twice a year.
Yeah. Last week I told my kid, be honest, always be honest. He said, all right, I'm not your kid. Oh, last week was rough. I felt sick. My doctor told me to go home and baby myself. So I told my wife to breastfeed me. I took a leak in my pants and I cried for 2 hours. My old wife, she don't help either. We got married. I told her I like sex twice a day. She said, me too. Now we'll never see each other.
Audiences weren't laughing because the problems were unfamiliar. They laughed because Rodney dared to say out loud what so many people secretly thought but would never admit.
Tough to get girls, tough, I tell you, John. Then the best thing to be is bisexual. Then you got a shot at everybody. Oh, you kidding? My age, to me, the daily double is prune juice and an enema.
Not easy.
With sex, I got no energy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I get tired just holding up the magazine.
That was the real strength of his comedy. The more he made fun of himself, the more audiences loved him. 4. Even the doctors couldn't help Rodney. One interesting pattern in Rodney's stand-up routines is that doctors appeared almost as often as his wife.
I got a what a doctor. He's really mixed up. He grabbed my knee and told me to cough and hit me in the balls with a hammer. And last week I got stuck, too. I bought a new book, 100 Ways to Make Love. I ended up in Traction. It was a misprint.
Medical advice, technical terminology, and even serious health issues quickly became setups for unexpected wordplay and perfectly timed punchlines.
Now, the tennis is good. That's how you lose weight. You know, you burn up energy, you lose calories that way. Doctors say all kinds of exercise is great. You burn up energy, you lose calories. I mean, in fact, doctors say when a man makes love to a woman, burns up energy, he loses 150 calories. I made love to a girl once, I lost even more. I lost 150 calories, my watch, and my wallet. I was talking to my doctor. You know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombatch. You know my doctor? Yeah. Well, he told me last week in his office he got 6 cases of VD. I mean, he's all right now, you know.
Rodney especially loved jokes that took audiences a few extra seconds to understand. And once they finally got it, the laughter only grew louder because they realized they had just walked straight into the trap he had carefully set.
Like Dr. David Rubin, he wrote a best-selling book, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex. He left out the most important thing, where to get it. Last time I was there, I met a lovely girl, Valerie Dubois.
Valerie Dubois.
Ooh, lovely girl, Valerie Dubois. In fact, she told me to call her VD for short.
He did, Valerie. Wow.
5. Men only think about one thing. Rodney often joked that he was the perfect example of how men think. But instead of making himself look cool, he deliberately exaggerated every weakness until it became hilariously ridiculous.
Oh, it's right, Doc. But everyone wants love. Love is the answer, John. Everyone's looking for a lifetime of deep love, you know? I'm looking for a shallow half hour, you know? I start strong, then I peter right. This guy's all right.
Oh, you like Puccini?
I don't know. Does it come with the dinner? Hey, honey, let's skip dinner and go right for dessert, all right?
He understood that audiences had already heard countless jokes about dating and sex. What surprised them wasn't the subject itself, it was the way Rodney guided the story toward a completely unexpected ending.
I mean, a lot of men and women, they don't relate. You take an average guy makes love to a girl, right? When they're all finished, what's the first thing comes into his mind? How do I get out of here? You know? Now, I tell you, before I got married for years, I was, as they say, you know, just playing the field.
Oh, yeah.
Or to be more accurate, I was playing with myself in the field.
But you enjoyed that. It was fun.
Yes, I enjoyed that. Were you watching me? How do you know?
No. Bachelor number 3. We're talking ideal date here. When you meet a woman, what's the first thing you look for?
A room. Oh, sorry. My ideal day, well, Kim, I think walking is a very intimate thing. And I think first we'd take a nice, long walk together, and if the mood was right, perhaps we'd hold hands. Then we'd go bike riding on a bicycle built for one. After that, I'd take you on the beach. We'd go for a swim. Hey, that gives me a chance to show off my body, huh? Then towards evening, I'd rent a canoe, and you could just sit there for 2 hours in the moonlight and watch me paddle.
That was classic Rodney. Begin with something everyone assumes they understand, then finish somewhere nobody saw coming. Perhaps that's why his jokes about men consistently became some of the biggest crowd favorites.
Oh, yesterday was a beauty, too, yesterday. I asked a cab driver, where can I get some action? He took me to my house. I'm not a kid anymore, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Well, my last birthday cake looked like a prairie fire. You know how it is. I know I'm getting old. At my age, I want 2 girls at once, you know. Yeah, if I fall asleep, they got each other to talk to.
6. The most unusual dates imaginable. While many comedians tell stories about memorable dates, Rodney made audiences believe he had never experienced a single normal one.
Ugly shit, you kidding? When I took her home, my mother put newspapers on the floor. I mean, ugly. I gave her a hickey. I got fur on my mouth.
I tell you, Jay, I got women figured out pretty good. You
Pretty
know?
good? Got
I
them
knocked
figured,
around enough. I know how to
Yeah.
make a girl say yes. I ask her, am I bothering you? But remember, always have safe sex. That's important,
That's-
safe
yeah,
sex.
safe
My whole life, I've practiced safe sex.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to thank all the girls who turned me down.
The laughs didn't come from dating itself, they came from Rodney's remarkable ability to cast himself as the most unlucky person in every possible situation.
I tell you, I can't relax, you know? The other night I was in a place I felt like having a few drinks. Someone ordered a bartender. I said, surprise me. He showed me a naked picture of my wife.
I know me. I'm fickle. Look, I'll go out with you, and I'll use you for 2, 3 months. We'll make wild, passionate love, and then I'll leave you. I don't want to hurt you.
It's all right. Hurt me.
I'm not a shallow guy. You kidding? I'm a good lover, though. I make love to a girl. She scratches, she screams, and she realizes I'm not going to take no for an answer.
That's right.
7. Rodney's family. Everyone had problems. Rodney didn't stop at making fun of himself. He pulled his entire family into his comedic universe.
Margarita, my daughter, you kidding? Well, she's been picked up so many times, she's starting to grow handles. I mean, you're kidding. Her graduation book, her picture is horizontal. It's ridiculous. My daughter, you kidding? My daughter, they call her Federal Express, you know. When she goes to a guy's apartment, she absolutely positively has to be there overnight. No respect at all. Why, I donated to a sperm bank. Now I'm the father of 3 puppies.
His wife, his children, and even his pets all became recurring characters in the bizarre world. He created a family where nobody seemed remotely normal. Audiences understood these stories were wildly exaggerated for comedic effect. But that exaggeration made every punchline even harder to predict.
Daughter, she's no bargain either, you know. In public school, she was voted most likely to conceive. Generations of my dog, too. She gives me trouble.
Your dog?
Yeah. I got a female dog, you know. I tried to mate her. She wants 50 biscuits.
And more often than not, the people who embarrassed Rodney the most were his own relatives.
My wife, she don't go for me either. And when she gave birth, I asked if I should be in a room with her. She said, what for? When I got pregnant, you wanted a room with me.
Oich, Las Vegas adult movies and bizarre adventures. Las Vegas has long been associated with gambling, bright lights, and endless entertainment. For Rodney, it also became the perfect backdrop for countless legendary jokes. He loved placing his stories in settings already loaded with suggestive associations, then changing just a few words to send the audience's imagination racing exactly where he wanted it to go.
My wife, too, we both like Vegas, you know? Yeah, my wife likes to play the slots, and I like to play the sluts, you know? So it works out good for everybody.
You mentioned 42nd Street. I go there occasionally. I find out sexy movies from Denmark. Relax, forget everything, take a different world. I saw one last week, too. You know, wow, this is a little different to the sexy movie. You know, they spoke in English, but the sex was dubbed in.
That was another hallmark of Rodney's style, allowing the audience's own imagination to finish the joke for him. And the more adult the setting like Las Vegas, the more effective his wordplay became.
Vacation. You know, I'm very simple.
Are you?
Just give me a beach, a pair of shorts, and a T-shirt with a woman in it.
Unusual experience.
A very, very unusual experience.
Well, that's
yes.
communication.
Oh,
You gotta
yes, it is,
communicate.
definitely. I knew it was going to be a wild movie because when I walked in, a real sexy place, you know, a big naked blonde showed me to my seat.
9. Rodney could turn anything into a dirty joke. Rodney Dangerfield possessed an incredibly rare gift. He never had to begin with a sexual topic. Whether he was talking about a farm, a lawyer, a police officer, the economy, or even a rabbit, he could make an entire audience blush within seconds.
But you meet all kinds of people. I met a guy in Vegas last week. I was working there, a wild guy from Texas, you know. He has a big ranch down there. He told me in his ranch he has 60 hands working there, all on him. Ooh, he's a wild guy.
It's the gay ranchero, I guess, huh?
That's right. You're all right, you know
Thank
that?
you, yeah. It's a living, I show up.
It's a living. You show what the heck.
My wife, I got no sex life. The dog keeps watching me in the bedroom, wants to learn how to beg. I told her to watch my wife and learn how to roll over and play dead.
No, not you. You're all just sitting there looking at me, aren't you? Sitting and looking, all of you. Saying to yourselves, him? One of these? Never, not him. We know him. He's in show business for one reason, girls. He wants to get girls in hotel rooms with booze and swing. That's what he wants. How wrong you could be. I'm in this business for one reason. To earn enough money to buy a farm. That's all I want is a good piece of bottomland. I want to sweat with the oxen. And at night, I want to hear, come and get it, come and get it. Oh, the farm. I want to fetch things. I want to pay my doctor with a hog. I want to live by the good book. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. How do, Miss Amy? Oh, the farm.
What truly set Rodney apart was that audiences almost never knew where the punchline was coming from. A single word, a clever double meaning, or an unexpected association was enough to send the entire story in a completely different direction.
In fact, I was, the other night I was talking to one of the patrons over at my bistro. And he was engaged to this girl, and they broke up because of lack of communication. Plus the fact that he had 6 dogs. And she didn't like dogs at all. I think men love animals more than women. They really do. They really do. I mean, look at all the guys who were so happy when a rabbit lived, you know? I met a guy last week with a problem, though.
Strange guy?
No, he told me he had an affair with a girl 3 months ago. He's going nuts. He didn't know what to do. He told me what happened was the rabbit didn't die. It just stays in critical condition, you know?
But I
It's a
got
nice
married
feeling.
again recently, too. You know.
I heard this. You got
I
married.
got married 3 years ago. I married a lovely girl. Her name is Joan from Utah, and she's a Mormon. That's right, a Mormon.
You really married a Mormon?
That's right. I'm very happy. Next week, I'm marrying her sister. I got my eye on her brother, too.
I don't want to hear about
I
that.
found a good woman, I'll tell you that. I got a woman who loves me for my money and my fame and not for what I am. Showbiz is tough, too, I'll tell you that. What a racket, boy. You don't know what you go through in showbiz, you know. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I think back of all the women I had to sleep with to get where I got, you know.
Hold it up to the light and twirl it around. You'll see your sweetest mistress in the nude cooking some beef fondue. I mean, that's
By Vinny Boombox.
Vinegar Bots. He did the editing of.
That's also why many of Rodney's jokes became even funnier after the first laugh. Sometimes audiences needed a few extra seconds to catch the second meaning. And when they finally did, they laughed even harder because they realized they had fallen perfectly into the trap he had laid.
Hey, kid, I know I'm ugly. I stuck my head out the window, got arrested for mooning. Yeah, you talk to some kids, they're afraid to have sex. They're scared. Ooh, the first time I had sex, I was scared. I was so scared, you know? I was all alone. Yeah, but sometimes I meet people, they act too classy, you know what I
Classy
mean?
people,
Yeah.
huh?
Like a lot of women, sometimes they act so classy. Like a woman has to go to the bathroom. She never says, I'm going to the bathroom. She's not going to powder my nose. I mean, if that's where her nose is, she's in a lot of trouble. You know?
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, you want to be happy, do the work you like. That's what you got to do, the work you like. Do the work you like. And my friend, the doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombox.
Yeah, how is
told
he?
me,
How is the doctor?
the
Good
most
doctor.
important thing is never take your work home with you. A lot
Don't
of
take
guys,
your work
they
home.
take their work home with them. There's a guy in my neighborhood, a traffic cop for 20 years, Johnny. Can't forget he's a traffic cop. Takes his work home with him. It's ridiculous. Makes love to his wife. He tells her to pull over.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. I see what you mean.
It's very bad.
Perhaps that was Rodney Dangerfield's greatest legacy. He didn't simply see dirty jokes everywhere. He had the extraordinary ability to transform almost anything in everyday life into clever adult comedy through wit rather than vulgarity.
See, everybody has it tough, everybody. I mean, hookers are giving away toasters.
I didn't. It's the economy, I guess.
Everything. It's a rough racket. You kidding? Everybody's looking for a lifetime of deep love. I'm looking for a shallow half hour.
My God.
Good lawyer, very good lawyer.
Yeah?
He had a rape charge reduced to tailgating. And I'll work the farm with my bare hands and build it up, and someday I'll sell the farm at a big profit. And then I'll get the broads in the room with the booze, and I'll scream when I sell the farm.
I tell you, you don't know who to believe. Like Abraham Lincoln, Abe Lincoln said all men are created equal. He never went to a nude beach, you know?
Rodney Dangerfield spent his entire career stepping onto the stage and insisting I get no respect. Yet with his unmatched ability to turn life's greatest frustrations, embarrassments, and disappointments into unforgettable laughter, he unquestionably earned his place among the greatest stand-up comedy legends of all time. Out of all these unforgettable bits, which joke made you laugh out loud or left you frozen for a few seconds before the punchline finally hit? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss more hilarious comedy videos coming soon.